Boruto is back at it again with a good episode, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, it's been a couple weeks now, I think, but Boruto's going back to being good yet again. As always, we're going to be taking a look at what you guys made of the episode, but this time around, I'm going to cover what I think of the episode first before we jump into what you guys had to say. So keep an eye out for that towards the end. This episode marked the start of a brand new story arc. This one looking to be revolving around the curse marks somehow. Now, this one won't be as long as the Mitsuki arc this time, as confirmed by Honda, who is a screenwriter, if I'm not mistaken, for the Boruto anime. This arc will only be 6 episodes long, so hopefully that will help combat the obvious and sometimes painful pacing issues that the Mitsuki arc struggled with. And that, I think, was evident in this episode. The pacing this time was miles better in comparison, and it was such a refreshing touch. The plot of the arc is interesting. It didn't really set up anything, which is very odd in my opinion, considering we only going to be having 6 episodes to go through. I thought at least by the end of the introductory episode, we'd at least have some sort of clue into who the villains are or something like that. But as of right now, we only have Jugo, who I think will definitely, Jugo will not be the main villain, or at least not on purpose. You know, maybe this whole curse mark thing, the anger, maybe that will be brought out by other people, but he's not going to be the main bad guys of the arc. I'm almost certain of it. We were also introduced to Mr. Tosuka as well in this episode, who doesn't seem anything special, if I'm completely honest. He's the classic guy who tags along on a mission, who'll probably end up being the guy that needs saving more than likely. It wouldn't surprise me if he actually ended up getting infected by a curse mark too at some point in this arc and being needed to be saved like that. Something along those lines. I think from that aspect of it, I think the arc, or at least Tosuka's character, you know, I think it might be slightly generic. Not that it's a terrible thing, it's just I feel as though his kind of character, it's pretty easy to see the kind of direction the writers are going to be taking somebody like him. And talking of Tosuka, his introducing scene was funny, but God, did it make no sense whatsoever. Jesus. Like, Boruto, first off, he spots Tosuka from absolutely miles away. And then he throws a kunai dead on right to Tosuka. Like, Boruto, I don't expect you to miss any shots from now on in this series. Like, that is pinpoint, almost to the point of being superhuman accuracy, Boruto. Like, what on earth? And not just that, they then managed to run to him by the time he finished falling. So that literally made no sense whatsoever. People speculate Boruto is going to learn the flying Raijin jutsu that Minato mastered. Well, guess what? By the looks of it, he already goddamn knows it if he somehow managed to reach Tosuka in that short amount of time. Literally seconds. But yeah, it's an odd one. I don't know how it makes sense. I don't know how it makes sense purely for the fact that, because I know it doesn't make sense physically and scientifically, but you know what? It's anime, so we can let it slide. One other thing that really interested me in this episode, which I need to point out, is Nue and Sumire. I quite like both of these characters. I don't think they're written masterpieces. I don't think any character in Boruto is a written masterpiece, but I think out of all the new gen characters, you know, ones that aren't the children of the past generation, I think Sumire is by far the most interesting by an absolute landslide, and seeing her being a little bit odd in this episode, especially caring towards Nue, who there seems to be something going on with Nue, I think that's quite interesting to see. I see a theory going around that Nue may possibly die in this arc, and that would be unexpected. I can't see it, but at the same time, I kind of can. It's one of those things which you think, surely they wouldn't do it, but at the same time, when the Mitsuki arc side, I didn't see them killing off Onoki. So honestly, I don't know what to think about that. But I thought I'd bring it to you guys' attention and see what you guys made of it anyway. I, for one, enjoy having Team 15 tag along in this arc, purely for the fact that it isn't Shikadai's squad again. Don't get me wrong, I like Shikadai. I like Inujin, I really do like Inujin, and I don't even mind Chocho. I actually quite like Chocho, but it's been like, I think, 3 major arcs or something in a row where Shikadai's squad has held quite a vital part in that arc, and I'm just glad it's not going to be the same again, and another team is actually going to be filling in that gap left by Shikadai's squad. So yes, that is a very, very welcomed addition by me. Anyway, the moment you guys have been waiting for, let's move on to what you guys thought. So then, out of 174 of you, 41% decided that this was a good episode. And that's kind of surprising. I was expecting many more votes actually going into amazing for this episode, especially considering in comparison to what we've had for the past couple of weeks. I was fully expecting maybe good and amazing to actually be swapped, but it is what it is. That's your guys' opinion. Let's have a look at some of the comments. Unfortunately, I can't go through all of them, but let's have a look. So Yuki Milan, I'm butchering that name. You don't have to tell me. Sumir is suspicious again. I love it. Yes, I've already commented on that. I can't wait to see where that goes. First part of the episode was pretty boring, but the second part had me hyped, especially when you look in the preview and see Konohamaru versus Jugo. Yes, this was really hype in the preview. I can't wait to see more of Jugo in this arc. He's a character who I really appreciate. I think he's a brilliant character. I love his relationship with Sasuke, and I'm very interested to see how they're going to mirror that relationship with Sarada in this arc in a similar fashion to what they did with Aoda during the Mitsuki arc. I think someone might be controlling / manipulating Jugo from behind the scenes. It's just weird to me that he would be activating this curse mark out of the blue when he's been controlling it this whole time. I 100% agree with this. Like I said, I don't think Jugo will be the main villain. I think there'll be other people or another person behind the scenes running the show about what's going on with this curse mark, and I think somehow they're tapping into Jugo's curse mark abilities, and that's sending him haywire because he's had it under control now, as far as we're aware, for quite a few years now. So it's a bit odd. It wouldn't make sense for it to be out of nowhere activating now. So yeah, I definitely think someone's behind the scenes. I thought it was amazing, from the action to character development and Sumire and the team. It also gave me a good laugh. The animation was also flawless. I personally don't see anything wrong with the episode. Also, one last thing, Boruto's intelligence really shined. Yes, there was a scene right towards the end when Boruto and Sarada were trying to locate Jugo. That was really good to see. It was a nice episode. Jugo, the first Kawaki arc. Konohamaru finally looks useful after a long while, but seems to be using Asuma's blades in the next episode preview. Maybe Mirai uses the originals, but this is cool. The curse mark is once again a big deal. I really hope we get to see Boruto's own soon. Yes, the Karma Seal. Now, it's not a curse mark, so that part of me thinks that, you know what, maybe we won't see it in this arc, but like I said, going back to the whole Nue thing, how he could possibly die in this arc, and going on to how I didn't expect them to kill off Onoki, I wouldn't rule it past them to at least hint towards the Karma Seal, because since he's got it in the anime, it has been completely swept under the rug, and they can't ignore it for too much longer. So we'll see. I like how they showed Boruto's intellect more than once. Yep, like we said, that was great. Looking like next episode is certain someone's going to redeem himself. I like it. The fight scene was good. And finally, this episode was directed better than the previous 3 episodes, which I suppose I have to agree with. I thought it was a very refreshing taste this episode. But guys, thank you so much for watching. Leave a like on the video if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're not already to become a member of the Senpai Squad. As always, leave your thoughts and opinions on this episode in the comment section down below. And I'll be seeing you guys in another video. But until then, peace.